Welcome to Issues at Hand this Monday. Thank you for joining us. My name is Bruno Edgar, and always I am here with you as we discuss different issues that are tackling our society. Now, Issues at Hand is proudly brought to you by Aprotea Hotel in Tebe, and we are always going to have good discussions here on the issues that are concerning our community and our nation. And now the issue that we are tackling today is poverty alleviation. How? Through entrepreneurship, especially when it comes to women. Now, my guest today is Miss Catherine Nakayiza. She is the co-country director for an organization called Street Business School. Yes, you heard me right, Street Business School. Some of you are wondering, is this a school found on the street? So I'm sure that Miss Catherine will tell us what Street Business School is. But thank you for coming to Issues at Hand, and you are very welcome.
Thank you so much, and thank you for hosting me. Yes, my name is Catherine Nakayiza, and I work with Street Business School as the co-country director. Street Business School, oh yeah. So Street Business School is actually a non-governmental organization. It's international. Yeah, in Uganda here our offices are located in Muyenga. And what is this Street Business School and what are we here to do? What is our mission? So Street Business School actually works with women who are living in poverty. Yeah, women living in poverty. We help them to lift themselves and their families out of poverty. So this Street Business School, actually, we are looking for these women, the grassroots women. Some of them don't have an education, illiterate, some are semi-illiterate. So those are the ones at the very bottom ladder, that we are looking for. So we get these women. There are so very many approaches to poverty alleviation, but ours is through entrepreneurial training. So this organization was incorporated in 2018, but that's not when the program started. Previously, the program was being implemented by another organization called Bid for Life. It was just a program, one of their programs. But later, it spinned off and was registered to become its own organization. So that is since 2018. And since that time, our mission is to eradicate extreme poverty through empowering women as self-sustaining entrepreneurs. Yeah, we want them to start small businesses and get themselves out of poverty. A small business for other people. And we have a specific goal.
Before you get to the goal, maybe the first question I'll ask you is why women? Because I'm asking this again because there are a lot of organizations that have to do with women empowerment, and it's very important. And so there might be a man out there asking why women? What about us, the men?
Yeah, sure. Okay. We don't mean to be discriminative, but it is, studies show that it is women who are most affected with poverty. They are also the majority, but also we believe that when we tackle poverty alleviation through empowering a woman, it has a trickle effect to the rest of the family, much more. So that's why we practically choose women. And we even know that when we empower a woman, in a woman's life, there are boys, there are men, there are all other human beings whose livelihoods are lifted because of this one woman.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, and the goal of Street Business School?
So our goal, actually, we want to empower 1 million women by 2027. 1 million women that we want to ignite the potential,
Is this in Uganda, in East Africa, or all over the globe?
Okay, all over the globe. All over the globe. This is our target between, from when we started up to 2027. We are looking at that number, counting down from what? From that number, 1 million women to come out of poverty. But we know that those 1 million women, They are women with families, with children, with what. So the other trickle-down effect that I said, it will also mount to approximately 5 million children, other people also. In the end, we shall have 6 million out of poverty by 2027. So that's the goal. So what we are doing, how we are, Street Business School, let me start from that, from there, why we are calling it Street. Yeah, people would be interested to know. So we are calling it Street because it's actually a mobile class training, you know. This entrepreneurial training is a 6 months training curriculum. However, we don't have a built school with structures where people come and put on uniforms and study this and the other. But we actually have, we call them coaches, the ones you call trainers, who our program people, who go to the community and meet the women there. So when we enroll women in the community, the training takes place there for 6 months. After there, it goes to another place. After there, it goes to another place. And here in Uganda, we have been here in Kampala, in Wakiso, in Kayunga, in Mbale, Nirida. So, like, you won't come and locate it at one place. That it is moving. Can I saw the streets now?
Yes.
I'm glad it now makes some sense. So that is it. It's a mobile. So I want to talk about this training curriculum. I want to
because I want to understand how exactly you mentioned that it's mobile and it happens on the ground. So I'm very intrigued to hear how it happens.
Yeah. So our entrepreneur training is, we are targeting 2 things. Number 1, the entrepreneurship skills, and then the confidence building. Many people out there, women, don't do any business or whatever. They are just lacking the confidence. They think they are not able. They need
a lot of money.
They need a lot of money. They have so many excuses, you know. So anyway, this training curriculum, what we do is that we identify a community. Let me say our office is located in Muyenga. In Muyenga, some people think it's a posh people's location, but also there is Namuongo next to Muyenga, where you find some of the lay people, some people who go without a meal or even 1 meal a day. So I'm just using that as an example. So we go into a community, we go through local leadership, yeah, and then to get to enroll. We explain, we have this training. We conduct it like this. We conduct classes in the community. From the community, we find an ideal location which people can access. It can be, you know, a ground. It can be a church or anywhere we can, a hall, whichever is convenient. So we enroll people, groups. Let me say the class can be between 40 to 60 people, and then we orient them into what we are going to train them. Yeah. So the training consists of like 8 modules. Once you have these people and you want to change their lives, they want to get out of the first thing that one of the modules that we train them, we call it get out of your comfort zone. You know, you are used to sitting at home, waiting for the husband to leave. Is it called Kameza?
Kameza.
Yeah, to leave Kameza of, I don't know, 5,000?
According to some activists, they want 1 million.
Oh. Okay, the group that I'm talking about, that only happens in their dreams. So, you know, I don't know, whatever the amount, but life is quite hard there. So we empower them to get out of that day-to-day routine and be able to want to change their lives, to do something different. You know, at Street Business School, what we believe that women have potential, and we help them to believe in themselves. That is the confidence, like talking to them. You can do this. get out of your comfort zone. Do something about your situation, So that is a big module which they train, and the facilitators know all the details. So the other thing that we train them, how do you identify a business opportunity identification, So they, in communities there could be opportunities, but people may not say, what will I do here? There's nothing to do, Everybody who starts something fails. Oh, there are many people who will send you witchcraft if you start something. All sorts of stories.
So there are many women who are living in fear.
Yeah.
Some in fear of their husbands as well.
My husband. So anyway, how do you identify an opportunity within your environment, your situation, that can turn out to be a business opportunity? That training, we give them that training. It's like a mind opening. And actually, we are just leading them, helping them. When the classes are going on, you find that they themselves see now the opportunities. They volunteer and say, oh, okay, actually, in my community, you can sell. I see so many people doing vegetables. I actually can also sell vegetables. I'm not talking about this multi-million-dollar business. I'm talking about the layperson. I've had programs that, give people money to start business. But remember, the person you are giving money, does he have any business skills?
PDM.
It's very good, Capital is really very good, I don't want to underplay it. But then, there are some success stories with it, and there are also many failure stories. But if this woman gets some business training, as simple, practical, hands-on, like this is how you're supposed to do it, then you'll find that they get confidence in themselves and they start. So they identify the opportunities in themselves for business. I will start a hair salon, somebody thinks of what skill they have, which can turn out to be business, and many other opportunities in the surrounding. So we also open their eyes into finding capital and starting small, because that is like really, really a big excuse. Oh, I don't have capital. What can you really start with? And remember, these are people, by the way, who earn like $1.3 a day. Okay, survive on less than $2 a day, so they are wondering, like, I started business, where do I get, with which money? When we go to them, they are like, the first mentality is like, oh, are you going to give us money? They turn out in large numbers expecting money. But at Street Business School, I want to make it clear that we don't give money. We actually don't give any money to this. We just give knowledge, empowerment, skills, and business skills can be practical. We make them as practical and simple, not sophisticated theories, to the layman as possible. So, finding capital and starting small. For instance, go to your house. Sure, there is nothing you can do. Look around. What are all the things that you're not using? Can you think what you can do with them? And then we make sure we open the mind, and they think out the solutions themselves. Oh, I have this gomez I've kept for long and I'm not using it, and it actually was a wedding, whatever. Let me go and sell it, and I get some, maybe 30,000. We are not talking about people who start with 500,000 or whatever. Small money. People start this small business with 20,000, with 50,000, with savings from Kameza. Instead of saving Kameza to go elsewhere for the road, then after attending our training, somebody's eyes open and say, oh, actually with this little money that I was just using for the, what are these people who do text? They pass around to call him to nice myself out, and then another time I spend it, I can actually start some business. We open their minds to think in the line of find the capital Start small. And then we have had so many stories of people starting small. And then, I started with 3,000. And I went to the market, I bought a basin of tomatoes of 3,000. And then I went just next to my Muzigo, and then, made out those heaps. Yeah. And then, after selling them, that first day I was even feeling embarrassed, but later, in the end, people were like, oh, you're selling. In the end, from 3,000, I ended up getting maybe 7,000. That person will be so happy that the 3,000 produced another 4,000. They had never known that 3,000 would be good for anything. So the next day we'll go back from a cabasin to something bigger, and later you find them bringing boxes, and later you find a big store, and later you find them employing people. Can you imagine? Those are the stories.
Those are powerful stories.
Yeah, so that is finding capital and starting small. We also train them in another module called research, with researching, market research. You don't just start and get anything which you won't find somewhere to sell. Look at your community and make sure there is market for whatever, for your product. You know who you are producing to, I've seen many women in so many places, they do things and then later they are stuck with them. They don't know who to sell to. So go and research the market and see what works in your environment. That one we also give them, that is another training module by the time. And the other thing that we do at Street Business School, this is not a curriculum where people come and train, and then after the 6 months they have been graduated, then they go to start remembering. If we are starting at get out of comfort zone and we finish that, the next time we meet the women, we want to see what has happened, what have we done about it.
So it's practical in the sense that you don't just learn the theory and then...
If you start a business, then you are coming back to report. Oh, let us share what businesses you started. Oh, maybe this or the other. Like we are walking the road with them. If we say market research, then we want to know. Actually, we even do business visits and come to you and see. So you started, this is what you did, okay. So like we walk, as we study, they are implementing. As we study, like at the end of the 6 months at graduation, these are not people who have studied with certificates and what have you, and now they want to know how to start. By the end of the training, actually over 80% have a business or two, because you get the knowledge and you have to apply. The knowledge and have to apply. So we also, the other thing we teach them is records keeping. Yeah. We see many people, out of their own, initiative doing business, but God ask them how many have records. That's how so many businesses for the lay people, they die. They don't know how to separate profits from what was the input, record keeping. There are templates to share them, very simple, basic. How you separate your profits from your income, you have to pay yourself also, you are a labor, what other factors, like record and be able to know that actually my business is making progress or it isn't. Am I expanding or am I diminishing? Some people just get shocked and like, oh, I see this with the people even of big businesses. I started with so many millions now. I don't see the money, I don't see the stock. Where are your records? So record keeping, we give them basics for record keeping. The other thing we train them is how to grow their customer base. That has to be intentional. The market has so many other people doing the same business. You are entering, you are not the only person doing it. So you have to be competitive. You have to think about it and come out with ways, with tactics of how are you going to grow, how are you going to attract people to whatever you're selling.
Business.
Yes, how are you going to switch them? What tactics? Customer service. There are so many people doing the same business, and some are failing and others are prospering just because of neglecting small things like customer service. So in some of the coaching sessions, like this training has the training where you bring the group together, but it also has the follow-up coaching to see. You can even watch the lady and see how she goes about the customer service, how she arranges her visit shop or whatever business, and you give her guidance in that line. And it brings results. In the end, you hear that, you see that I just started only recently, but many people, when I went to Street Business School class and I was taught about this, then I came back, I applied, I rearranged, I present myself more nicely, I welcome customers, and now, my sales are increasing. Those things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We also train them in money management. Yeah. There are so many people who do business and they actually make profits, yes, but they don't have any skills of managing money. So there they go. The money is not seen, the capital is gone, and everything. So we teach these women how to manage their money, how to save it. With small practical things, you can tell somebody, okay, when you go have maybe an apron, it has this bag, it has this bag. When you sell this, let me say, when you sell this item, place the money somewhere, such that this money is for this. Because these are not very educated people that you will give sophisticated, complex ideas. It has to be real, it has to be practical, it has to be doable. Yeah, you have to be able to demonstrate it. So money management is another big one that the facilitators take them through. Then the other thing that we train them in is business planning. Everyone must have a plan. You don't just go to do a business, and then if there is no plan, then the business won't grow. What are your dreams? What do you aim to achieve?
There must be vision.
There must be vision. There must be something you are working towards too. And as we have been walking the road together with these women that we train, we have seen some of their dreams being realized. We have seen people coming from renting a one room to at least a more decent, a more decent house. We have seen people becoming landlords from just lay business. They have a target. You must work with a target such that not everything, your sister's child comes and then, okay, you get in the business and you give her some money for some dresses and what have you. You have a plan you're working for, and we hold them accountable. So you were working towards this, how far have you reached? So these modules, I don't know if I finished them, but altogether they are about 8. The curriculum was researched and tested out and found to work, and we made it so simple that the lay person can understand. Actually, other thing that I've forgotten to tell you is that we deliver the training in the local language.
That's very important.
In the local language. So if we are here in the Uganda region, we are using trainers who are speaking Uganda, who are down to earth. We bring our hearts towards into the work that we do. We do it with love. These are people who are going through situations, domestic violence, other hardships, economic hardships. So the way we approach them is different. We believe in them. We want to support them. We want to see their lives changed. And actually, it's been amazing that the story is coming out, from most of them. Like, they are much better. If somebody who woke up every day to have nothing and wait for Kameza, at one day is able, after some months is able to say, actually, I have a village saving circle. Every week they require us to save their 20,000. I'm able to do that. I'm able to save. Yeah. I am able, previously we could not, my husband could not have decent feeding, malnutrition, But when the woman works, all that changes. Even this home stabilizes the relationship with their what? With their husbands. So this is the training. We go to the community, enroll the groups of women, and they don't come to us, we go to them. And then as we walk through the 6 months of different trainings, at the end, we celebrate them, by the way. We celebrate them, we do a graduation. We even allow them to wear the graduation cakes and the gowns. We even do the band and say, yeah, you have achieved. At the end of the day, these people, their businesses thrive and they can compete with some salary owners, by the way, salary earners. Yeah, they compete with some salary earners. So that is the training program that we are delivering at the Street Business School Uganda. We do that directly, and we've done that in areas of Wakiso, we've done that in Kayunga, we've done that in Mbali, we've done that in Mukono, we are doing that in Impigi, and we are so excited at the outcome. Yeah.
Wonderful. And when it comes to research, you mentioned research, and it's very important that we understand how that we understand that we need to do market research, that the ladies, the women understand that they should first do research before they get into starting their businesses, because there must be a market for their produce. But on the subject of research, now we know wherever there's a solution, that means there is a problem.
Yeah.
And I would like to think that Street Business School saw a problem out there, and this problem led to you deciding to, as an organization, to have the solution of alleviating poverty, especially when it comes to women. So is there any research that pointed you towards this? What made the organization come and bring this solution on board?
Okay. Number one, they are the global statistics of poverty. It is quite clear, and especially right now with the pandemic, it is evident that majority masses have plunged back into poverty. That one. But also, we wanted to authenticate our work. Yeah, we wanted to authenticate our work, and we have continued to do monitoring and evaluations of our programs on ground. We used to do them ourselves internally as Street Business School, or we are implementing in Kayunga. What is happening? The women start with the less than $2 at baseline when they are enrolling on the program, and 2 years, we go back 2 years down the road. It is found that the incomes have increased. But that was our own, monitoring, our own evaluation, our own follow-up. But then we have been fortunate enough that there are some researchers, independent researchers, who came, got interested in this program, and they did what they call RCT. We call it RCT, randomized control trial research, where they wanted to find out, does this program really, impact livelihood in the ways that Street Business School says it does. So these were from the University of California, and we collaborated with them. So we allowed to go and say, yes, we want somebody independent to do their own research. Let us benchmark our own findings with their findings. So I went in Kayunga, and in that RCT, it was a unique one of its own self. Maybe the research people know it, that you enroll like 3 groups, Group A, Group B, and maybe the control group. So one of the groups, I think there were over 900 women enrolled in that, So in one of the groups, they said we shall give SBS's Street Business School training, entrepreneurial training, everything. They made you everything, and a coaching. So this coaching is twofold. There is a coaching is the one-on-one follow-up. Remember, the training is in a group, but then you go back to the one woman, the individual, to find out how she's doing, what challenges she's facing, is the business progressing. You collect her individual data. That one will give her some encouragement and guidance. That is the coaching. So there is coaching that one group, the coach, we decided that the coaching will be done on site at the training venue. Like the training takes place, and then after that, women interact with the coaches, the ones training them, to find out, to get the coaching, the guidance, and what have you. So the other coaching, the other group, Group B, got their coaching at the business visit. Whether you do the business from your home, yes, come to your home. If you go somewhere in a shop, on the street, or whatever, we had to come and meet you at the point where you are doing the business from, and see for ourselves, and then interact from there with the coaching sessions. And then there was a group which totally, although was enrolled and we informed them about this street business school, we did not give them any trainings, anything apart from orientation. So we wanted to follow up these three groups. The researchers wanted to follow up these three groups and say at different points of the implementation of the program, how is the first group doing? The one which is getting all the training from street business school plus training site coaching. How is the other group doing, which is getting all the training plus coaching at their business, and in comparison to any other people who are there? Because people every day they think of like a business, do it in their own self, not supported, not guided. We wanted to know. So we are so privileged that those people came back. It was conducted, they started in 2018, and they just concluded last year, 2021. Yeah, they followed over time with the results, and they were really very, very, very encouraging to us. We are so proud of them. It was actually evident that the group of women enrolled in Group A, in Group B, those ones, their incomes grew much more, increased much more than the other group, which did not receive street business school training. That means that if people are out there and they are doing business, struggling, this is not working, then the solution is street business school. Find us and let us enroll in our program if we are in your community, such that you can at least spark it off. Yeah. We also, the other findings from RCT, let me see here the report. The other findings, there was findings about incomes increasing. There was findings about business ownership, definitely. If you are previously a stay-home mom or lady, and then you are enrolled in street business school, remember part of the training is that you really must start. While there are factors that not 100% start business, some fall out for one reason or another, or this or the other, we have shifted and what have you. But at least over 80% have a business started. So there was business ownership. Those who enrolled in street business school training, a majority of them owned business. There was also
a way of tackling it two-sidedly in terms of this stay-home mother or wife not becoming one employed, but two becoming a business owner.
Becoming a business owner. So there was an effect on the income, and then women who enrolled in SBS class made significant gains in profits. Not everybody who does business makes profit.
Makes a profit.
Not everybody who involves in business makes a profit, but these ones who went through street business trainings made profit. Yeah, made more profit. That means the training helped them. If they would have been there and just do business and they are making losses and what have you, enrolling in street business school will help you to now do business with much more tact, skill, know-how, understanding, and actually you make the profit. Yeah. So there was like increase in businesses, like not just open a business. At the end of the study, some others had even more than 2 businesses. We teach them to diversify. When COVID was here, masks became an anything, a business opportunity, and then people were selling. Now the environment has changed and they are not so much on demand. So you teach them to, look further. What else? If you're adapt, change. You can have this, keep this, don't go completely off it, but also get another one for the season. If you are dealing in Sunday is called what? Grasshoppers. If you are dealing in grasshoppers, then you will fall out of business when it's not season. When it's not November.
Now we are talking about poverty alleviation through entrepreneurship, especially when it comes to women. And my guest for today, in case you have just joined us, is Miss Catherine Nakayiza, who is the co-country director for Street Business School, and they're in the business of training and skilling and empowering women to become entrepreneurs and therefore alleviating poverty. And before we went for the break, you were talking about some of the research that has come out as far as the results from the training that these women have received.
Yeah, sure, thank you. Before the break, picking from where we left off, I said with our city randomized control trial that generic research that was made, there was proof of increase in incomes. Street business school trained women, they increased by 149% over the other group which didn't receive profit. I talked about that. Also business assets, they start gaining business assets, diversification of business, and more so, not forgetting confidence, the confidence, their esteem. Some other people call it greed, like now they feel like, yes, I can do it. I had thought for a long time I'm not able to do this, but now, yes, I can. The yes, I can attitude.
So it's a transition from fear to pride and to courage.
Yeah, thank you very much. You put it rightly. And all this is through that simple, cultural, that it's practical, it's meaningful, it's doable, it makes really, really a difference. So before I leave the RRC team, the research issue, this Wednesday, we are going to launch these results in full. We have an event, breakfast occasion at Hotel Africana to tell the world that please don't suffer with poverty. There is something here which we have tested.
There is a solution.
Right? There is a solution. We'll come and hear about it. It works, and that solution is Street Business School.
Where is this event going to be? From what time to what time? And who are some of the speakers or guests that are going to be at this event?
Yeah, so this event is going to be at Hotel Africana this Wednesday. What is that date? This Wednesday.
This Wednesday will be the 7th of September.
Yeah, 7th September. It's a breakfast, so it's from morning 7 to 10:30. So we are inviting many important people, all our partners, some of representatives. We are inviting people from academia, people from the researchers, even people from institutions, even NSSF, media will be there. I know it will be greatly publicized. Yeah.
So what should we expect during the breakfast?
What you expect, you are going to expect to learn about these findings in detail, that this model of training actually works if delivered. Yeah, me, I've gone through, like, considering the time we have to rush it, but then when you come, you will be able to understand it, because the people themselves who researched and got these findings are going to present it. Because remember, it was an independent study. Yeah, so they proved us. We all along sang about how it is great, how it works, how confidence is improved, and incomes are changed, and businesses are grown, and these women are changing lives. But now, some independent entity came and validated this work. So we are so proud to share that with the world, and also let them know about Street Business School. Like, when you say Street Business School, they are wondering, oh, what is that, or what? Come and see what this is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And for those who might be either abroad or up country, or might not be able to, is the event free?
Yeah, of course, we have invited invited specific guests. Yeah, it's their own invitation. Okay. It's not open to everybody. Everybody will see it through media.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So how can one who may not be attending the event, how can one enjoy the benefits of Street Business School? How can one join Street Business School in case they want to learn these important skills?
Okay, that brings me to my next part of presentations. That we want, like I told you, we have a goal to ignite the potential of 1 million women out of poverty by 2027. This is 2022. So how are we going to do that? There is a way we have thought, our pathway to scaling, to expanding globally. Yeah, and one of the ways we have thought that we can share this with the world is going through partners. This is what we do. Apart from, in addition to us training directly in the communities, we have this curriculum that we want to share with other NGOs, other non-government organizations who are mission aligned. We say, okay, this is Street Business School, we have this curriculum, it really works. If you want to add it on your programs, you deliver to your people. If it helps you achieve your own mission, here it is, come and let's share this with you. If there are so many other NGOs implementing it, imagine we shall reach 1 million and even over, even before, hopefully, 2027. So this is what we do. We request organizations to apply to Street Business School. A mission-aligned organization, let me say an example. You can be dealing in children education. You want to educate children, that's what you do. You give scholarships, you let parents educate. But you may not, with us Africans having a number of children, you may not be able to sponsor all of them in every family. But then, if you got this woman, their mother, or their auntie, into Street Business School, and you train them to do business, and they get it, imagine that they will be able to educate their children, even when your program gets over and you no longer maybe have funding for it, or whatever it is, they will be able. We believe in empowering somebody to do that for themselves, and we know that this one-time interaction with Street Business School will cause a generational change. Teach her how to do business and let her, sponsor her children. You may be concerned about child health, infant mortality, and what have you. They are dying because they are feeding poor. There is no money in the home to give them a balanced diet. Get these people. So, you are into maybe environment conservations. Why are people cutting down forests? They are poor. They want to get.
That's why they are cutting down.
Hey, put money in their hands, and you see the effect of them. So, for those organizations, our pathway to scale is by partnering with mission-aligned organization who can embrace this program. So that one, we do it at a high level. We do workshops. These organizations apply to Street Business School. Of course, there is a selection criteria. They need to be able to implement it. We don't want to train you and it's just there, shelved until, everlasting. Yeah, so you send us like 2 of your coaches, 2 of your staff, and then we do a workshop. These are high-level workshops. We call them immersion workshop, or they are TOT. That's what people are used to. So we train them this curriculum. We train them these modules that this is how we are going to deliver it. You do it simply like this. Remember the people you are training. You do it in your local language. You use this technique and this technique. And we give them all the materials. We even giving them coaching support, like if they are implementing not like in about 6 months time from whatever, we are there to support them, because it is for us, it's one of our pathway to scale. So right now, as I speak, so
it's for organizations that I can't come as an individual and then
as an individual you wait for Street Business School to be in your locality. If Street Business School comes to Gayaza, that's where I stay, then and here we are so local, like we go so local. Like you can go on a megaphone in a village and say, assemble here, there's this nice thing we want to tell you about and something, and people come up and listen, and then they judge for themselves. So if you hear about a call for enrollment as an individual in your location, please do. Street Business School Uganda is doing that, but also our partners whom we have trained, they are also training,
those NGOs,
and depending on their budget, they are able to meet to like train many more. Let me see the record here. So through us directly, Street Business School, we have trained directly 15,000 women, in Kampala Central, Wakiso, Kayunga, and then through other partnership, the partnership model with other NGOs, we have trained, the NGO officers who come for workshops, 400, we call them lead coaches, in 150 organizations that we have trained. And these are not just in Uganda, Kenya, wherever, like spread globally, 150 organizations. So these organizations, if they take Street Business School in their locality, because they are the masters of their own locality. Yeah, you are in Bushen. There's an organization we train there in Bushen, and then they know the language. They are doing some great work there. So they say, these people also learned how to do business. So let's get in touch with Street Business School and see if we can sign up for attending the immersion workshop. However, for the organization to train them into this curriculum, they pay some money, because then this is a residential workshop, like full 8 days. There are costs involved. So they pay some money to us, like it's a co-investment. They invest some resources, we also invest some. We train them and we give them some ongoing support. And follow up their data to see what is their impact like for organization vis-a-vis ours. And we have seen that, let me see some impact data here. We call them Global Catalyst Partners. So for Global Catalyst Partners, it is 163% average increase in income for SBS alumni through Global Catalyst Partners. Okay, ours, it's like somebody who earned a dollar a day, then later earns $4 a day. That is like tripling the income. For our partners, it is moving from $1 to 2.7. That is also
that's an increase.
That is an increase. So through partnerships, we are welcoming those partnerships.
Now, you've spoken of the partnerships and the things that have been going well, but very quickly, what are the challenges that Street Business School has faced or is facing currently?
Yeah, The challenges we are facing currently, of course, COVID has been a challenge. This training model was so much in person, like go on the ground. And for all that time, we had to go virtual. Can you imagine? We didn't want to stop the work. COVID stopped us from going to meet the woman, coach the woman, train the woman in the community. So we went virtual. We trained women on phone. We trained the organizations via the e-platforms. But of course, while it has its own impact, but it's a bit slightly different. So COVID has affected us, and many of our alumni, they tried to come back, to rejuvenate, to stay put, but there was really a significant effect. So COVID, and also the way we are working, that has, even post-COVID, has changed a lot. And also, like any other organizations, funding. Yeah, that is why with our budget, we reach out to some, and then we call upon multinationals to join us and reach out to many more. So through global partnerships and also large partnerships, there are some multinational organizations who are spreading so very many countries, like BRAC. If they adopt Street Business School, then I can imagine everywhere there, Street Business School, people are being empowered and many lives are being transformed. And lastly, before we finish off this one, so because these workshops, we pay for them, there are some organizations who really would like to come and get Street Business Program on board, but the budget is little. Those ones, we have a livelihood lift-off program. Current right now, it started a few months back, and up to next June, it is open, where we can look through those organizations who actually want to implement Street Business School, but they are not able to attend to afford the workshop fees. So there are some scholarship levels which can be given. That opportunity is still there. So if you are interested, you just contact us, www.streetbusinessschool.org, or even you can visit us at our offices in Muyenga, Safecar Road of Casa Close. We shall be happy to receive you, and those who are invited to come for the breakfast meeting at Hotel Africana, don't miss it for anything.
Thank you, and thank you for accepting our invitation to come on Issues at Hand and address the issue of poverty, especially when it comes to alleviating poverty through entrepreneurship, especially when it comes to women. Now, that was Miss Catherine Nakayiza, and we want to thank you as well for being part of the conversation, for watching Issues at Hand, and for always being with us as we tackle the different issues that are happening in our community and in our country. Once again, Issues at Hand is brought to you by a Protea Hotel in Tebe. You can get yourself a relaxing moment with your loved ones at a Protea Hotel. Thank you once again. Issues at Hand returns tomorrow, and we are going to tackle more. God richly bless you.